Hello YouTube, Reddit Math here, and welcome back to the Red Estate. This week we've got quite a few of our characters sent to kind of de-stress. We had quite a bit of a windfall after the last mission, and we've blown through a lot of that gold improving characters. We're going to go ahead, head to our embarkation screen where I'm thinking this Sacrificial Cauldron might come in handy. Of course, we now have the Demon's Cauldron freed up, but if we take a look at Ver, he's not really built for that, for stun and debuff skill, as instead of having Hands from the Abyss and Weakening Curse, he's more of a straight-line Abyssal Artillery kind of damage character. Like this comes in more handy than not, and so I'm thinking the 15% damage increase may be quite nice for him. I might even play around a bit with trying to get his Sacrificial Stab coming into play a little bit more. Yeah. I've never really used it, but a third line character where Abyssal Artillery and Sacrificial Stab could be doing a lot of good work for us. And then maybe we can minimize his healing on like a party that has somebody else to sort of fill that role for us a little bit. So, got quite a few characters kind of getting taken care of. Our level 5s are all just sort of maxing and relaxing right now. So I think something like Bradwardine, Savigny, Port, and then as a backline character, Lubbit. He'll be able to do Battle Ballad pretty consistently, and then Inspiring Tune to take care of any stress we might pick up. It's a bit of an odd combo. We don't have any of our healers really ready to head back out, so I think this is what we're sort of left with. As we pop into the provisioning screen, we have quite a bit of our inventory, of course, taken up by the quest-related pickaxes. And this is a medium mission, but since we don't have a healer, I'm thinking like 3 full stacks is probably a-okay. Do like 3 shovels, 2 of each of those, and then 1 of each of those, and then we probably need that many torches. Obviously, our entire inventory is full before we even set out, and I'm not entirely sure how I feel about that, if that's going to be good or bad, but I'm going to give it a shot and see if we can't get rid of some stuff just right off the bat. If we need to, of course, we can spend like our holy water just granting some protection to one of our characters, that sort of thing. But maybe we'll really luck out and we can immediately tear down a shrine and then free up some space for a little bit of gold to bring back. Interesting boxy shapes. So we've got to basically head there and then and then down, over, up, over, down and back, and then back up and around, something like that. Yeah, there's no other real way that I'm seeing to avoid skipping over a room. The alternative would be maybe... Nah, that doesn't really work. So we'll have to backtrack down 2 hallways. It's not the worst thing in the world. I think we'll live. Of course, we're picking up stress right off the bat, and hello,
Such blockages are
Mr. Rubble.
These tunnels predate even the earliest settlers.
Stupid predating tunnels. Okay, that was really uneventful and the best use of a shovel you have ever seen. It allowed us to get into a completely empty room. Yay, go shovel. Okay, so as you come down here, we'll sort of curve up and around. Now, of course, the shrines could also be in hallways. No, come on. Why you gotta do that to me? Alright. Well, if we get to act in just such an order, this might be okay. Rampart allows us to move forward so that the Jester isn't useless. He is, of course, our highest stress character and getting vomited on. Loving that to death. Let's get the damage bonus versus beasts. And then we just need the tiniest bit. Let's see, that's 3 to 4, that's 2 to 4. 83, 83. That's clearly better against a single target. And then, actually, what can you do from the back? You're basically totally fine. Okay. On the plus side, Savigny is going to be able to Holy Lance up the entire rank of our party. I can deal with that. We didn't get to go in time to stop the swine spawn, though. Alright, Mr. Swine Spawn. You're going to bleed out, so I just literally don't care about you. 5, taking 10 per turn. That is amazing. And that wraps up all of that. Okay, then. Let's, like, pop off some protection for 3 rounds. I guess we Holy Lance so we just don't pass.
Perhaps a
And then, if possible, we'll swap him around, and then maybe we can do just like a little bit of stress relieving.
The bigger the beast,
if our Jester gets to go.
The glory.
Not quite yet. Can I stack Defender? I can? Oh my god, I've never realized that before.
Dissuade the sharpened blade.
Huh, that's actually super interesting to me. Of course, we have no inventory space.
The light.
I mean, I like
promise of
emeralds.
Safety.
I do. Let's go and use the holy water here. I'm actually going to take the emerald, which is probably a pretty questionable choice, but I'm going to do it anyway. And then we'll swap those two around just so Holy Lance could do its thing. We do lose out on Port's ability to Blackjack from there. I suppose the alternative would be to put him in the 3rd rank, and he would Holy Lance right off the bat. Let's stick with that for now. Alright, fancy cutting thing. Of course, if I use bandages on it, I'm going to get a bunch of stuff I probably can't do anything with. We can use the food, and I love how that randomly swapped us around there. That's totally what I needed it to do. Ugh. And then I guess we take our gold over a bandage. Yep, that's where I'm going to go with it. Okay. Not super thrilled about the using up all my inventory space on equipment right off the gate. Right off the gate. That's not a saying. I don't know why anyone would ever say that. You know what? I guess we should probably get our retribution game going here. We'll mark, and then that clears an inventory space with us, for us, which I'm super fond of. That does a ton of damage to everyone. Awesome. Ugh, less awesome, especially with the debuff. Let's go ahead and Battle Ballad. Okay. Now let's see if the party actually works in, like, the composition I had originally intended them for. Battle Ballad can be very strong.
As the fiend falls,
Yeah.
faint hope
That
blossoms.
+3 crit chance. I'm crediting it with doing all of that damage. Alright, and again, the really great thing about buffs is not their initial ability. It is
Confidence
how
surges as the enemy
super
crumbles.
crazy they can get when they start stacking up. And suddenly, every character is incapable of missing because they've got 116 accuracy, that sort of thing. Stunning blow? Yeah, it is. I'm gonna do 4. Sweet. Might be able to do a little bit of de-stressing here. Just throw out a protection buff. Can actually just randomly move him. And randomly guard him. Oh, guard failed. That's the thing that can happen. I guess due to guarded by. Like it can't skip several. I think I've learned that before and just completely forgotten it. Unfortunately, the guard abilities are not things I have a ton of experience with. Man, again, giving up so much stuff right away. Gonna leave it. Just gonna leave it. Also, going to play with the Sacrificial Shrine. I know better. I really do. Theoretically, there's some, like, good stuff you can get out of that, but it's a very high-risk, high-reward curio that I don't think has any objects to use to make it any better. There we go. Check the crate. The crate is empty. Get rid of a torch, and we're about to have at least one other inventory spot for the torches. Yep. I guess we just crush here. Kind of a middling crush, all things considered. And one of the reasons I was okay with using that that earlier Sacrificial Stone is I do have my Jester.
Devastating blow.
He can de-stress people. I think that's actually going to be quite valuable in this case. Yeah. So that takes it back down to 31, which is a fairly reasonable number. Ugh. Thank you. That was quite nice of you. Let's go ahead and Retribution here. It gets the kill and still activates the marked target so that things like that can just totally not happen. Okay. Super glad we used the Retribution. It was clearly the best move. She will be dead. So tell you what, you can take a stunning blow to the face. And then our Jester will get an opportunity to maybe de-stress a couple more turns. I'm feeling quite inspired by his tune. I'm pretty sure Port feels the same way. Yeah, totally digging it. Why not? You know what? Super why not? I'm a little concerned.
This expedition at least promises success.
About stalling out fights again, as I clearly do not entirely understand how that mechanic works. Because I think, as much as it seems like it should to me, that things like Rampart, even though they do damage, I think they don't count. Like, I guess it has to be a non-stunning skill. I feel like I've been kind of misinterpreting that, I guess. Like, I've used it in the past thinking, oh, well, this will count. It's doing damage to something. Like, I'm not just freezing the game up. But it has not counted and instead made for a terrible time. What I'm kind of curious about, if he marks himself, can he then guard him? And is that a good idea? Like, it would increase his dodge rating a ton. 25, and if 40... I'm curious. I may end up accidentally killing Port, but I'm curious. Oh, come on now. And curiosity kills not only cats, but also dogs sometimes. Okay, he does dodge. He does dodge. He does dodge. Huh. Yeah. Interesting. So, there was a question recently left on one of my recent videos discussing Mark and exactly how it worked. And I was familiar with it, more or less. Like, I knew what was going on, but I hadn't looked at the specifics of the game files in a while. And one of the things I had not looked at, oh, of course, he doesn't get his retribution attack. That is something to consider. So one of the things I hadn't looked at was all of the exceptions to the way that behavior works for Mark. And one of the exceptions is actually the spider AI. These guys super respond to marked targets. Like, there is a 10 out of 11 chance that they will go for a character that has been marked. And that's designed to sort of synergize with them as they can mark targets themselves. But I wonder, like, he's getting plus 66 dodge. Like, check this out right now. His dodge is 91. Now, granted, this isn't a mathematical truth, but he's effectively invincible like that. And these characters are going to 10 times out of 11, now, there we go. 10 times out of 11, they will attack Brad Wardine. This gives me ample opportunity to be running around with Inspiring Tune and just doing that, like, every single turn, which I kind of find interesting. I don't have, like, the absolute best setup here to really be exploiting this. I feel like a backline healer, for example, or, yeah, probably that would be the best example. A backline healer. Oh, man. Suddenly our good luck is wearing off. 2 in a row. Well, I think maybe this plan has worn its welcome out a little bit. Let's go ahead and just start finishing these guys. But I think you get the idea there with, like, if I had a 4th rank Vestal, for example, I could probably heal my entire party doing something like that. Just, you know, pumping the Houndmaster up to, like,
A trifling victory.
90
But a
plus
victory
dodge,
nonetheless.
and using his nigh invincibility to heal everyone else. Ugh. Ugh. Do I want to not take those? I guess I have to. I'd be really happy running into one of these shrines to dismantle sooner rather than later. And actually, we'll swap that really quick. Do at least have an opportunity to throw a torch away. Oh my god. But I want it. I want it so badly. You know what might not be the worst idea in the world? I could camp. Mostly for the buffs more than anything. Like, I would waste my opportunity to use my camp to heal. I'm not quite sure that that's worth it. I don't think I need to be too worried about stress relief. Just due to the Jester and his Inspiring Tune. And I've got to come down here now. I already know the room is empty. But what I don't know is that the hallway... ugh, is...
ambushed by foul invention.
Terrible, terrible foul inventions. Of course, I've tossed away my bandages. Because I wasn't going to need them. I wasn't going to need them at all. So I didn't know if the hallway was empty. I also didn't know if, you know, maybe Savigny needed to read a book. And of course, it was a bad book. It was a bad book that left us in the dark. Okay. Well, you know what? With the bad book, I think that has made my choice for me. I'm actually going to camp in this room right here, just so that I don't have to burn 4 torches repairing that light level. So I'll just camp.
Huddled together, furtive and vulnerable. Rats in a maze.
We'll go ahead and feast. Why not? I've got the food. And then... all companions plus 10 dodge. I actually like that. Self, accuracy, and damage. Stress resist. Stress resist. Self only. Meh. Bandage. Totally worthwhile. And then, could do more de-stressing. 22. I mean, that's something. Hound's Watch actually is probably my best bet here, right? Yeah. Let's go with the added surprise chance. Your nose is needed in the morn. Alright, and if I was someone with more gold and that had taken more time to get camping skills, I really do think it would be worthwhile to consider getting more characters with like a one
The way is lit.
skill.
The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
So that there would always be something to do there at the end. Ugh. Again with the traps.
Curious is the
Again
trap
with the
maker's
poison.
art. His efficacy unwitnessed by his own eyes.
You're killing me, Smalls. Okay. I do think I've gotten a little bit unlucky here. Being like 2/3 of the way through and not encountering any of the shrines yet has put a massive damper on my ability to pick up treasure so far. And still none. At least a few crests. That's something. We'll go ahead and pop a torch and head inside for... Hey, one of our little animalistic shrines. Okay. Finally. We know, of course, we're going to encounter them in pretty rapid succession here. Oh, no. I know you're famished, love it, but never mind. Apparently, he's real good at digging through dinner carts for food. We, of course, were wanting to be able to use an item on that for the full benefit, but that's fine. We'll just let him do his thing. He was famished, after all. I can't blame the poor guy. Awesome. And we've got our second one here. Suddenly, inventory space is no big deal. Lovely. We do, of course, have a dodge bonus on all of our characters right now. Nice bleed. Less nice. I'm actually... Huh. I'm thinking. I'm trying some, like, weird synergies here, and I realize that, and that may seem a little bit odd. But bear with me a moment. There is a method to my madness. What I'm mostly thinking about... Oh, so close. Left him with 2. He will bleed out. Awesome. So what I'm mostly thinking about is that he guarded for the 40% protection buff, but it lasts several turns, and so on the next turn, when he is marked and getting ready to riposte characters, he'll have a 40% protection buff. Like, if it actually does lead to him being attacked, I kind of feel like that's worthwhile, right? I'm not completely crazy. This does, of course, assume that somebody bothers attacking him, which may or may not happen. That was kind of unnecessary. He would have bled out, wouldn't he? Okay, that's something. There we go. You know, that 9 crit might have been a whole lot worse had he not had the 40% protection. I'm gonna choose to believe that was at least somewhat worthwhile. That bleed is actually very nasty right now. 8, taking 4 per turn. You are super out of this fight. So you know what? I'm not even going to bother with you. I'm going to randomly attack the corpses around you. For anybody that hates corpses and thinks they like make the game super difficult and etc., etc., we've all heard this rhetoric. Please take note of that. Like, use them to your advantage. Do things like that with them instead of having to, you know, waste a turn. You can just attack them. You may say to yourself, well, I could just as easily like randomly move characters around, and you're not wrong, but you can't get a crit move. And when you critically strike a corpse, you get stress reduction off of it.
Victories mount, so too will resistance.
So it's not completely worthless to be doing. So, I don't know. I also kind of prefer, you know, building party structures around the idea that I need to be able to hit the back ranks, and not having those back ranks randomly move around on me. I kind of prefer that. Of course, so, you know what, I should probably eat a little bit here. I do not have the thing for the pile of bones. Let's let Savigny check them out. Okay, nothing doing. Not the worst thing in the world. Pop the torch there, and keep moving. Yeah, so, you know, I don't exactly enjoy my backline characters not being able to do anything, which I found happened more often than not under the old system, actually, that characters like the Plague Doctor certainly were not shining examples of a maze sauce. And that is going to do it for the quest. Of course, we are not done down here. We still have plenty of gas left in the tank, and a whole bunch of unfilled inventory space in our pack that I would really love to fill up with a little bit more treasure before we get out of here. Now, this room coming up looks like it is going to contain a chest. Hey, I may have actually learned what map symbols mean. It's only taken me, you know, 40 hours of gameplay. But it's something. Totally something. And, oh, that's kind of awful. Alright, well, Fusilier down to 1. Our Houndmaster will easily be able to dispatch him at least. Wow. Thank you, 10 dodge for all companions. Yep, that was the 1 damage I needed. Okay. Not the greatest shank in the world. I guess we'll just spread the love again. Get some more bleed on both of them. We need to buff everybody. Our stress levels are actually looking magnificent right here. And then just sort of go to town. We could try... The stun is probably worth it, especially... Yeah, never mind. Especially combined with Holy Lance on the next turn. These guys actually synergize with each other quite nicely from the front ranks. Ugh. Did get a bleed. Man, those bandages would be looking real nice right about now. Look at that. So much accuracy, so much crit bonus. Crush. Oh, that was the right decision. Okay. Poor Mr. Outlaw Cutthroat. You do not stand even a little bit of a chance. Ugh. Yep. That's gonna do it for you. Okay.
These nightmarish creatures can
Really
be
nice
felled.
reward
They
as
can
well.
be beaten.
Onyx and an archer's ring. Unlocked. Oh, the unlocked one doesn't need a key. The key does not do anything for the unlocked one. I don't think anything does anything for the unlocked one. I could Google, but you know, I'm actually really lazy deep down inside, and that's going to prevent me from doing that. Go ahead and use another torch.
Spirits are
2
lifted,
left. Oh, that is
and
so
purpose is
many.
made clear.
Check this out. Nothing of value again. Still no holy water. Yeah, food's doing okay. This should be an empty room, and then up ahead we've got a curio followed by a fight. Okay, this is a large damage buff, I think. That sounds right. Boy, was it potent. Oh yeah, plus 50% damage. I'm gonna go ahead and buff our light up on these guys. These guys. Poor these guys. Okay, no one needs stress relief except for Lovett himself. I'm, of course, less concerned about de-stressing him before he gets out of the dungeon, since, I don't know why I did that. Since any adventure that Lovett goes on is an adventure that Lovett goes on, and therefore he will always have the ability to de-stress himself. So his stress levels are not exactly the greatest concern, but hey, why not cheer yourself up a little bit? You're dead. You're dead. You are also now dead. Okay. I was really kind of looking forward to the huge damage multiplier retributions. I think that would have looked amazing. But we won't worry about it. Everything will be fine. And a spider bleeds out. I don't think spiders bleed, by the way. I'm not actually sure that that's an applicable status ailment to be giving to them. Not an amazing haul. It's a little bit deceptively small, because, truth be told, I'm probably going to sell both the move ring and the archer's ring without too much reservation. And we've already scouted this, so it's just a trap. We have one fight over there. I don't think that's worth my time. So I'm going to go ahead and complete this quest here. So even if this screen, says that we only made 12,000 gold, we made a little bit more, probably like 14,000 gold, just due to the the trinkets that we can quite easily unload. Alright, unyielding, not as good as Warrior of Light, all things considered. Stress faster, Photomania is probably better. Scrounger for the scouting chance, Unerring is pretty good though. Warren's Explorer, replace Tough. Meh. Again, I wish I might.
I can still see their angry faces as they stormed the manor. But I was dead before they found me. And the letter was on its way.
I wish I might. I wish I had more money to lock in positive quirks. I really do. So, this week, Poirier removed Clumsy, Villain removed Gambler, Vare recovered Stress, Rock has used Meditate... That's not the right word. Rock has used Mediation to achieve resistance to the forces of the material world. Pretty sure that's supposed to be meditation. Welcome to early access, ladies and gentlemen. And gained Balance, Move Resist, replaced Hard Skinned. That's not real good, actually. Reynald, of course, left on a Holy Vision. That might even be worse. And everyone else just recovered their stress, like good little adventurers should. Check the stagecoach very quickly here. No highwaymans. All of the grave robbers you could want, by the way. Have noticed that. Feel like the game's rubbing it in a little bit. Okay, that's going to do it for this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to subscribe for more videos daily. Leave a like or a comment if you have anything to say about this or any of my other episodes. And I will catch you guys next time.